October 28, 2025. Warriors vs. Grizzlies. Draymond Green commits a flagrant 1 foul, not by accident, but by grabbing Santi Aldama by the neck and pulling him to the ground. When Jackson Jr. steps in to defend his teammate, Green responds with pure aggression, repeatedly screaming, "Shut up."
It's a little dangerous with the clothesline.
And then, after Aldama misses both shots from the line, Green doesn't just move on, he mocks him. He gallops down the court, celebrating a play he shouldn't have even been part of. This is the moment that shows us everything we need to know about Draymond Green in 2025. But this incident isn't an anomaly. It's the latest chapter in a 13-year pattern of unresolved anger and aggression that the NBA has failed to adequately punish. Let me show you the evidence. From 2012 to 2025, Draymond Green has accumulated over 160 technical fouls, the most ejections of any player in the last 25 seasons. That's 20 ejections. 20 times he's lost control on the court. But here's what makes this worse. He's done this repeatedly after claiming he's changed. 2017, he kicked Steven Adams in the groin during the NBA Finals. Multiple incidents of kicking opponents.
As I mentioned earlier, playing with that bruised right thumb, took a couple of shots in game 2.
Penalizing the second guy that gets caught. Look, first of all, does he get pulled down? Yes. Now watch this. Arms over the legs. Now watch this.
No.
And no, but we're not done yet. Watch this. Where did Davis foul?
2022. He punched his own teammate Jordan Poole in the face during practice. November 2023. He put Rudy Gobert in a chokehold, grabbing him around the neck from behind and refusing to let go. The referee had to step in.
Going out of here, and then all of a sudden Gobert comes in, and Draymond's like, no.
Yeah, it's
Chill out.
And then Draymond, he headlocked Gobert there, so.
December 2023. Just 1 month later, he punched Jusuf Nurkic in the face. The NBA called it his repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts and suspended him indefinitely, the strongest suspension they'd ever given him. And then in October 2025, just this month, we're right back to grabbing people by the neck. Veteran NBA analyst Skip Bayless labels Draymond Green as dirtiest player in NBA history.
Draymond Green is, no exaggeration, the dirtiest player in NBA history by far. The dirtiest player in NBA history by far is Draymond Green.
Here's where it gets truly infuriating. In December 2023, after being suspended indefinitely for punching Nurkic, Green said this on his podcast.
I am still the same Draymond you knew before. You don't just change the spots on the leopard. That won't change the Draymond that the world has gotten to know. That won't change the way I play the game of basketball.
Translation: I'm not changing anything. And you know what? He wasn't lying. He kept his word. Before the 2024-25 season started, Green publicly committed to Baron Davis that he would have fewer than 10 technical fouls. How many did he end up with by the end of the season? 12. He promised change and delivered the exact same behavior. But the real kicker came this past week. Right after the flagrant foul on Aldama and telling Jaren Jackson Jr. to shut up, Green went on his podcast and, instead of taking responsibility, he attacked Aldama, calling him a sucker, a clown, and saying he sold his soul for 2 shots from the line.
It's almost like you just sold your soul for 2 free throws. You just laid out on the floor, rolling out like you dead, just to get up and walk to the bench and walk to the free throw line. What happens is you lose all respect. So now you're a sucker, and we can't unsucker you because you just act like a complete clown.
This is gaslighting at its finest. Green commits a flagrant foul, verbally abuses an opponent, mocks him when he misses free throws, and then blames Aldama for being a clown. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife. After the game, when fans on social media called him out, Green fired back, "Cry me a river. I don't give a fuck. I will sleep good tonight, bozo." Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Draymond Green gets away with behavior that would result in instant ejection for any other player. ESPN commentator Doris Burke pointed this out directly.
How many guys get this kind of leash in the league to get a flagrant one and continue the discussion?
The answer is just one: Draymond Green. And why? Because he plays for the Warriors, he's won championships, and Steve Kerr and Steph Curry have historically protected him. Speaking of Steph Curry, let's look at what he said after Green's indefinite suspension in December 2023.
And the conversations yesterday were about acknowledging what's, like, he can't do what he's been doing. He knows that. We know that. Everybody knows that. What that means to change, I think that's the search for the answer, right? Like, that's the journey that we're on now.
Notice what Curry said. He can't do what he's been doing. But he did do it. He kept doing it. And here we are less than 2 years later with the same problems. Let's hear from the people on the receiving end of Green's behavior. First, Rudy Gobert, after being choked by Draymond. You'd think Gobert would be furious, and while he initially called it clown behavior, here's what he said later.
And yeah, I know it's kind of funny because before the game I was telling myself that Steph is not playing, so I know Draymond's going to try to get ejected. Because every time Steph doesn't play, he doesn't want to play well. He's guy Steph, so he just do anything he can to get ejected.
Think about what Gobert is saying here. Green wasn't out of control. He was strategically getting ejected because Curry wasn't playing. This isn't passion, it's manipulation. Green knows exactly when to cross the line and uses it to his advantage. That's not a competitor who plays with fire, that's someone gaming the system. And the NBA lets him get away with it. Now let's look at what happened with Jackson Jr. Green was dismissive on his podcast, claiming they're brothers and it was no big deal.
And then obviously everybody saw me get into it with my young fella, Jaren Jackson. We didn't really get into it. But Jaren really pissed me off. As y'all know, that's my young Spartan dog. It ain't no hard feelings, no love lost.
Translation: Jackson Jr. defending his teammate pissed him off. This is the mindset we're dealing with. In Draymond's world, defending an injured teammate is a personal attack. And for Santi Aldama, Green spent 10 minutes on his podcast mocking him. He never acknowledged the flagrant foul was excessive. He just attacked Aldama for being soft and clownish. That's the pattern. Commit the infraction, then gaslight the victim. So what's the solution? Here's what I believe needs to happen. 1. A multi-game suspension whenever Green receives a flagrant foul, not just a flagrant one. 1 game minimum, extended based on context. 2. Automatic counseling that's actually monitored and reported on by an independent third party, not just the Warriors or NBA. 3. Escalating fines that actually hurt, not $25,000 fines that mean nothing to a guy making $20 million a year. We're talking half-season suspensions for repeat offenders. 4. And most importantly, the league needs to stop treating this as an individual problem with Draymond and start treating it as a systemic failure of the NBA to enforce its own rules equally. Because here's the truth, if you or I did half the things Draymond Green has done in a workplace, verbally abusing colleagues, physically assaulting them, refusing to accept responsibility, we'd be fired. We'd potentially face legal consequences. But in the NBA, if you're talented enough and win enough championships, you get a different set of rules. That's not justice. That's corruption. The October 28, 2025 incident wasn't a wake-up call. It was just another reminder that nothing has changed and nothing will change until the league decides that player safety and accountability matter more than star power and championships. Draymond Green's behavior isn't just awful, it's a direct indictment of the NBA's failure to maintain standards. And until the league acts, we'll be having this exact same conversation in 6 months, a year, and beyond. Should Draymond Green receive a multi-game suspension?
In the NBA, not
Vote in the
Draymond
comments.
Green has been